These are the horrifying images from the weekend of the chemical weapons attack on a suburb of Damascus. So many of those killed and poisoned were children. Although we cannot independently verify these pictures, they have prompted yet more soul-searching by Western powers.
It was an atrocious attack.
At a White House cabinet meeting, President Trump made clear there would be a response, and it would come soon.
We are studying that situation extremely closely. We are meeting with our military and everybody else, and we'll be making some major decisions over the next 24 to 48 hours. We are very concerned when a thing like that can happen. This is about humanity. We're talking about humanity.
Significantly, he suggested President Putin may bear responsibility and said every nation enabling the attack is going to pay a price.
If it's Russia, if it's Syria, if it's Iran, if it's all of them together, we'll figure it out and we'll know the answers quite soon.
It has also prompted an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council, where the US, Britain and France expressed outrage, and the Russians suggested it was the rebels who had staged the attack to trigger an American intervention.
Everything you touch, chaos is left behind.
Moscow's ambassador assailed Western rhetoric, making clear this is a crisis that could quickly escalate far beyond the Syrian battlefield.
Russia is being unpardonably threatened. The tone with which this is being done has gone beyond the threshold of what is acceptable, even during the Cold War. Such boorishness against my country is something which your predecessors did not take the liberty to undertake.
Who does this?
In response, the US ambassador blamed Moscow. A year ago in this chamber, she held up pictures of gassed children. Today, she said there is no point doing that.
The Russian regime, whose hands are all covered in the blood of Syrian children, cannot be ashamed by pictures of its victims. We've tried that before. We must not overlook Russia and Iran's roles in enabling the Assad regime's murderous destruction. We are on the edge of a dangerous precipice. History will record this as the moment when the Security Council either discharged its duty or demonstrated its utter and complete failure to protect the people of Syria. Either way, the United States will respond.
On a visit to Sweden, the Prime Minister weighed in, but without committing Britain to joining any military action against the Syrian regime.
This heinous attack follows a wider pattern of reckless behaviour in which fundamental international norms on counter-proliferation and the use of chemical weapons have been willfully violated.
Amid all the anticipation of a Western strike, last night Israeli warplanes launched their own attack. Another glimpse into how many foreign players are engaged in the conflict. The F-15s fired missiles at Iranian forces embedded at a Syrian airbase known as T4. The Israeli fighter jets barely seen in the skies above Lebanon. The high risk for the Americans is launching a strike that provokes a military reaction from Russia. It has significant air power in Syria, and after 7 years, it is still entirely possible that the superpowers may collide here head-on. So for Donald Trump and for his new National Security Advisor John Bolton, sitting here behind him, it is shaping up to be the toughest and most consequential decision of this presidency.